Andy Show. I am in a hotel room in Wyoming. Tomorrow we play a show in Wyoming. I am dealing with a sprained ankle right now. Pretty. I feel like I'm back to my old ways in a sense. Getting an injury on a Black Veil Brides tour. It wouldn't be a Black Veil Brides tour if I didn't sustain some sort of injury. So I will show you. Little painful, but it's just wrapped up right now.
What happened?
Right now, I gotta figure out how to get like an actual brace or something for tomorrow. Because right now I literally am just reusing the gauze that the medics gave me at the venue. So not ideal, but just trying to keep some tightness on it. So all that happened was last night the venue that we were playing was
Before you tell me,
dark.
It sounds like there's crinkling paper going on.
Yeah, I hear that. It's my hair on this and my sideburn. You hear that?
I've never. Could you hear my AirPods?
No, something bizarre. I feel like I think I got it. I think I fixed it.
Okay.
Anyway, so and first of all, the lighting in here is just atrocious. I forgot to bring up my lights from the bus, and I'm kind of unable to make a lot of journeys today. So before everybody leaves comments talking about how tired I look, please just be aware that I'm consciously aware that I'm also exhausted by the lighting is not benefiting that at all. Anyway, so a couple nights ago when we were in San Francisco, I kind of tweaked my ankle a little bit, just jumping off of one of the risers at the front. And so I was walking on it a little gingerly, and we had a day off, and it felt much better. Most of the show felt fine, and then I jumped off one of the risers just as one of the guys was passing, and I found that I had to adjust the way that I was falling. So when I landed, whatever healing had happened went away, and so it was fully like tweaked again. So then, anytime you have an injury of any kind, the way that you walk, the way that you put pressure on your foot, all of that changes because you're consciously thinking about it.
Right.
So what happened was I was already kind of hurting for that show, and then towards the end of the show, I got up on one of the risers and I jumped back, and instead of just landing naturally like I normally would, I was like really thinking about it, and I came down. Basically, say this is the base that I'm jumping down on. My foot, instead of landing like this, my foot landed like this, and my ankle hit directly on. So it's called exertion or desertion, or I can't remember. The guy said the term last night. But basically, my foot went this way, and my ankle kept going that way. And so we still had to do it in the end. So I had to hobble off the stage and come back out and try to not. I never like to make the show about my injury, so I tried not to show it that it was going on. But all during in the end in Salt Lake City, I was in 10 out of 10 excruciating pain. So get off the stage, medics come and wrap me up and told me what to do today. I've been icing it all day. I got to keep it wrapped to keep it tight, and then I've got to get some sort of brace before I can go back on stage. But it's just a sprain. I'll be okay. No ligaments torn, nothing like that.
Now, when the medics came to help you, first they gave you CPR, right, and mouth to mouth, and then wrapped
they broke my ribs. They gave me standing mouth to mouth. Actually, you know what? I have to check something right now. I'm so sorry. I have to see. I'm getting ankle options. Yes, there we go.
Oh, good. What are you going with?
Getting a stabilizer and a sleeve. So I'll wear the sleeve underneath and then the stabilizer over my boot. So Jeff, who's our production assistant right now, is being very nice, and he is going to the Target across the street and picking me up some options.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad. Yes. I'm glad it wasn't, and the risers that you're jumping off of, those are the Hollywood and Highland risers, right? You take them to every show.
We brought marble pillars from Hollywood Highland with us on this tour.
Right. That's the main cost of the tour.
we thought it would be good. So that's the story of that. Moving on, just taking Tylenol and I'll be fine. I'm already, this morning when I got off the bus, I could start to put weight on the front of my foot, which I couldn't do last night. So I'm
Good.
already significantly better. I would say I got to stay off it today and just kind of, I've been doing a lot of interviews and stuff today anyway. So I've just been sitting in this room. So trying to stay off of it, keeping it elevated when I can, and just not stepping on it. But it's a functional foot again today. I would say that the pain is like a 6 out of 10 as opposed to a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Well, that is an improvement. I'm glad.
And again, there's no torn ligaments or anything. It's just swollen. So the Tylenol helps a lot with the swelling. But yeah, we're good. Trust me, over the years, the things that I have inadvertently done to myself on stage, this is very low on the list of problems.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you texted me last night, I was like, oh, is it okay that we're joking about this? I was like, oh yeah, it's totally fine because
no, I've sustained much more severe injuries.
Yeah.
This one, and what's funny is I knew it wasn't broken because I really know what a broken bone feels like. So when they were like, "Do you think it's broken?" and I was like, "No, it's not." I know. I knew.
It feels like
my only concern was that I'd had some sort of ligament tear, which would make it a lot harder to recover. But with this, I would imagine that I'll be kind of a little hobbly on stage for about a week or so, and then I should be good.
Yeah, if you had ligament damage, just be you and NFL players, the torn ACL or something.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. And truth be told, you get so much adrenaline rush on stage anyway that it's like, I can get through these shows. And honestly, again, that's people always. I did a whole summer of Warped Tour with 3 broken ribs. The show every day, there's something that happens metaphysically that will get you through it.
Right. Well, good.
What about you? Have you torn anything or ripped anything?
No. No, I did have that pinched nerve in my leg, where I had to wear a leg brace for a whole summer. And that was a result of a doctor pinching a nerve in my leg.
That doctor coming up and going,
"You're so cute." No, he somehow pinched a nerve in my leg while performing a colonoscopy on me. So I don't know how that happened. I was asleep.
Sounds like a stand-up doctor.
Yeah. So that sucked.
We watched that show, Dr. Death, and after that, now I'm convinced that all surgeons are actually not qualified, or it's all just pretend.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. And given that I do have a procedure coming up in a week or two, I think I'll wait until after I have that. Yeah,
I wouldn't watch it
afterwards. Yeah,
I'm being facetious, of course. I know that there are very many skilled surgeons, and the outlier is the ones who aren't. But the story is so ludicrous that this guy just keeps getting gigs for like 10 years, and he's just a butcher, and he keeps getting these high profile jobs at these major hospitals all throughout Texas, and he's just like destroying people. It's crazy.
Well, speaking of medical absurdities, Karina is rewatching Grey's Anatomy, which I never had watched in the first place.
How is it possible to rewatch Grey's Anatomy? I feel as though it's a lifetime commitment. There's like 28 seasons.
Yeah, she started it because it's all on Hulu. And so, yeah, she like started at the beginning and she'll just has it on like all day, even if she's, not really paying any attention. And she had to explain to me, it took like 4 seasons of me just kind of coming in and out, like, what the hell? For her to explain to me that it is a soap opera. And I didn't know that.
No, it's
I thought soap operas were only poorly shot and on in the late morning on CBS.
No, it is intended to be a melodramatic insanity.
I was just like, first of all, they're fucking everybody at all times. Yeah. They're all just in the closet.
That is not the craziest thing that occurs in that show. So
it's not.
Years ago, I dated a girl many, many years. This show's been on for 100 years. This was like when I was still a teenager, who loved the show and had the DVDs of the first couple of seasons. So I saw those. And then a number of years ago, I think we're coming up on 10 years ago, Juliet and I decided to watch it. And we got to about through like maybe 5 or 6 seasons. And then that was it. So I've seen, I don't know, I probably got up to like maybe season 8 at the most. And I know that there's so many more. And like every year, it's because I only find out about it because we watch football and they'll advertise on primetime games like Grey's Anatomy season premiere and you're like, wow, that is still going on. But there is some truly insane occurrences on that show. I mean, catastrophic world events that occur that they have to be the doctors for.
Yeah. Yeah. I know in a period of whatever, it seemed like a week, Sandra Oh witnessed the shooter in the hospital and then was in a plane crash. And now she's somewhere else in the country teaching anyway, or nursing, doctoring,
Yeah,
whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
it's
Those
just
first
absurd.
couple seasons are pretty entertaining. I got to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Well,
They're
it
pretty
seems
good.
as
I'm
though,
not a hater.
unfortunately, my guilty pleasure, 911, has begun to jump the shark. Uh, One could argue it's
What
jumped
could
the
it have
shark for
done?
5 seasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what based on the commercials that we see, what could it have done that made you feel like it jumped the shark?
I think that they realized, as most shows do when you enter like the fifth season, that there's no more character development to happen. We know who the characters are, so then things just have to happen to them. So instead of
Yes.
them just solving a case, now like the lead's son has been kidnapped, is in a trunk somewhere, and so now it's just turning into scenarios instead of interesting character development, mixed in with some absurdity. So I acknowledged that
Well,
last week. I said, "Oh boy."
Godspeed to you and 911. Any fellow Patreon members here that watch 911, please let us know so Joe can have a friend.
Please, yeah, because right now I'm solo on an island here. Karina rolls her eyes, and that's all I got.
We got
So,
very excited because as of us recording this, the new trailer for the Game of Thrones prequel came out, and that's a big deal in our household. So
right on. That's true. I still haven't seen Game of Thrones, so
what a damn shame.
I
One of
know.
these days, hopefully, we can get John Bradley on the show. I'm always saying but I you know I always feel bad when it's somebody that I don't see very often, like a friend it's a text friend. I'm being
Right.
like, hey, come hang out. But I think it would be great to have on the show. So hopefully,
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
and he's the most amazing person. We talk on a regular basis, and he's so great.
Well, that would be cool. And I guess I should mention, of all the things we've been watching, I think the most exciting is that our Bengals are 3-1.
3-1, baby. And coming up on playing the Packers on Sunday.
Modest hopes.
Modest hopes. My dad has already promised my mom that he will be cheering for the Packers, or sorry, for the Bengals in this game. I asked the other day. I said, "Well, where's Dad going to fall on this?" And he said that he'd cheer for the Bengals in this game, so that's good. There won't be any turmoil at the house. They play very rarely, so it doesn't come up very often. But yeah, so that'll be good. Well, yeah, I mean, I like the situation that we're in because we can stand to lose a game. That's not heartbreaking. It's
Right.
always good to not be in a situation where we absolutely must win every game, otherwise our season is over.
Yes, agreed.
So happy to be 3-1, number one in our division, and things are going well.
Yep.
I have something in my eye, so that will be a feature of this show for the rest of the time. It's just me doing this. Probably not great. Not supposed to touch your eyes in the era of COVID.
Oh well.
Very happy to say also, right before we did this episode, now my eye looks all red. Right before we did this episode, I took another negative COVID test in my lifelong attempt to be the most negative person in the world in all possible ways. But yeah, at this point, I'm getting too cocky because you only have to take the test constantly. So, and because I've been negative all these times, I'm getting to the point where it doesn't even occur to me that it's going to be positive. And that is a risky place to be in because it's going to become so shocking if it ever is in fact positive.
Right. That's true. Well, I'm glad it was negative. And how many shows have you had CC back now?
CC has been back for, I want to say 3 shows. And
awesome.
I mean, the show in Orange County, his first show back, which is so wonderful. And the band, that's the thing that was really frustrating about the whole situation. And while we enjoyed doing the acoustic sets and we were so thankful that everybody came out for those shows, the band we really felt like we were just firing on all cylinders and playing the best we ever have. And so to have something get in the way of that or change that in any way was very frustrating for everybody. I mean, the most for CC. But when we came back into the show in Orange County, Even our manager Blasco was like, "Wow, that's one of the best shows I've ever seen you guys play." Like, because the band is just doing so well right now, musically and just emotionally, and we're just getting along so well. And this tour has been um, just every single day is a blast on stage, even when I'm hurting myself. Still was a
Yeah,
fun show last night, despite the injury.
I'm glad. It's really great to hear that, and obviously, hopefully, there won't be any more pesky COVID positives.
Pesky COVID positives.
Yes.
All right, so we have a huge backlog of supportive Saturdays, and so
Yeah.
I think it is a good idea that we get to an episode that I will entitle the one where we do all the supportive Saturdays. It's like Friends.
Right. Yes.
Oh, let me just pull this up here, and hold on. Oh, this was the message that just got sent to me. That is a bunch
Nice.
of Depends with ankle stabilizers next to them.
Just another day at the office.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm just letting him know that I don't. He's not seriously asking if I need the Depends. However, he is joking. And Jeff is a very funny guy. Those of you who have come to the meet and greets have met Jeff. He's a wonderful person and a huge light on the road. What a great addition to the crew. I didn't know him at all, and he's just the funniest dude. So wonderful. If you come to a VIP, you will meet Jeff. And please tell him you say hello. Call him by name. He'll get a kick out of it. If the guy with long curly hair, he's got like James Hetfield beard and mustache, and he's the nicest human being you've ever met. So please say hello to Jeff when you come to the VIPs. All right, supportive Saturday catch up. We are downloading the file right now. Jeff.
Yeah.
Joe, it's been a long time coming, but here we are. Are you ready, Joe?
I am so ready.
Okay, up first we got Jen. Jen says, so I have a question about singing. Is it just talent, or do you have to take a lot of practice and coaching with an amazing voice?
I think you answered that one last time. Sorry.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, Jen, then we're going to move on.
Sorry, Jen.
If we didn't, Jen, please write in and let us know, because we don't want to have missed the boat on this one. Next up, we got Josipa. Hey, guys, I just wanted to tell Andy that I'm your fan, BBB fan from the beginning. To be exact, the Knives of Depends song. I've never been to your concerts before because I'm from Croatia. I believe that we've also done this one. Joe, you have sent me many.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, start at Katha.
Got you.
Minor detail there. Apologies.
Right. Well, starting at Katha. Okay. We're catching up here.
Yeah.
Katha says, hello. Sorry to Jen and Josipa. Hopefully you saw last week's, or the week before last when we got to the Kevin says, hello, people. Hope you're doing great. Happy very belated birthday to Joe. This week, I wanted to share that I spent a fortune on art supplies and stationery, which hasn't happened in quite a while. I got canvases, acrylic paints, and a lot more, which really tickled my creativity. I'm finally fully back at being the weird art kid, and I couldn't be happier. On top of that, I can officially move into my new apartment at the beginning of October, which has probably been the best thing that has happened to me in the last month, because I can finally go back to uni properly and see my friends in the Netherlands. Also, next year is going to be full of amazing concerts, including BBB in Freiburg, Germany. I've been missing concerts so much, but who am I telling that to? Finally, I have a question for Andy. I was wondering if it's possible for you to draw the silhouette of a little bat on paper, because I'd love to get it tattooed sometime. My second tattoo ever. It relates to you telling me to turn my biggest fear into my biggest strength, just like Batman. I've held that very close for a long time now, and it would be nice to have a little reminder on my arm, since it's helped me through a lot of hardships. Have an amazing day, guys. Thanks for reading my 500 paragraph messages. Katha, yes, I don't know how we'll do it, but at some point we will get you that bat. All right. And you can get it. Maybe I can draw one and then we can post it on the Patreon or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yes, Katha, congrats on getting back into those things that you love. And we are also looking forward to concerts, so we can't wait to see you in Germany. And it's always a pleasure hearing from you, Katha.
And hopefully you're in your apartment now.
Yes, hopefully. Katie says, hey, Andy, Joe, and Pat. First things first, I was inspired by your descriptions of Gary, the guy, that I decided to track him down and take this photo of him for you guys. I made sure to caption with what the children were saying, just in case any of you were wondering. No need to thank me. The children are saying, will it slime or knives today, Gary? Will it be slime or knives today, Gary? There he is. Gary the guy.
Gary the guy. Boy, I'm glad that Gary the guy is he just keeps on going.
He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yep.
For Supportive Saturday, I'm a senior in college this year getting my BA in psychology, and I'm currently in the process of picking schools to apply to. The whole process sucks considering most programs only let less than 10% of people and applicants in. And since I have about a B plus average, I'm not necessarily a competitive applicant. However, I'm still going to hold on to hope that I might get in somewhere. I'm incredibly introverted and I have really worked myself up to speaking to pretty much anyone in a class setting. So I've made a goal to answer at least one question out loud a day. That's really helped me build up my confidence with public speaking, but I still have a long way to go. I hope that Joe isn't having too hard of a time juggling class and work because it gets to be really stressful both around and during midterms and finals. I hope you guys have a really great week, and thank you for giving me an outlet to complain about school because I know my friends are sick of hearing about it. Keep up the great work with the show. Can't wait to see you at the Seattle show of the tour, Andy. And that is from Katie. Katie, thank you for the art of Gary the Guy, and congratulations on what you're doing to work on your public speaking prowess. And we are wishing you nothing but the best in your application for school. We are certain that you will get in. We are all rooting for you, everybody here at the Andy Show family. We are rooting for you to get into the school of your choosing. So hopefully that happens. Joe, how are you juggling? How's your juggling going?
I'm up to I can do 4 chainsaws with some confidence.
You can pass 4 chainsaws?
3. I can juggle them.
No, well, that's what it's called, passing.
Oh, well, see, now clearly I have a long way to go because my terminology knowledge within the juggling community is not up to par.
So if you're the pass clubs, pass balls, that's the lingo.
I did pass gas earlier.
Yeah, so you're really good at farting, but maybe not juggling.
Yeah, exactly.
High quality farter.
Yes, yeah. The dog left the room, so that's never a good sign. But
is that your euphemism for farting?
No, after I farted, the dog literally left the room. And she has a pretty high tolerance.
Dog left the room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, whenever I see you again, I'll just say, Andy, the dog has left the room.
Yeah, and we'll all get up and leave.
But yes, to answer the question, yes, it is a bit of a juggling act. Not literally.
Sure.
But
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is. And I did turn in my paperwork yesterday morning in person to the LA Unified School District. So I'm still not officially hired yet, but it is going to happen shortly. So that was
excellent.
Nice.
And yes. I turned in my paper to the Universal Life Church, where I am re-upping my abilities as a prophet.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Glad we both turned in.
Get another 10 years of being a prophet until I got to re-up again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Katie, for writing it. Kaylee says, hi again. Also wanted to say I've had bad days at school and I wish I could listen to Blackville Brides and watch the Andy Show while in class. But the show is still helping me when I'm hanging in there and maybe getting hospitalized for my problems. I don't want to go into it yet, but I have had problems with my heart and having a regular heartbeat and I have panic attacks. I'm passing out for a few days now because of the problems, but you guys have been helping me through and I love you guys. That's from Kaylee. So Kaylee, thank you so much. We're so happy to hear that. And hopefully things get better for you. We're happy to hear that you love the show, but obviously I'm happy to hear you were dealing with medical issues. Hopefully you can go see a doctor and things will improve for you and get the help that you need. So we're rooting for you. Up next, we got CJ. CJ says, hey, Joe, Pat, and Andy. Hope you guys are doing great. The show's really been helping right now. I just wanted to say that some rough stuff happened with my mom. Because my parents are separated, I've been spending the week with my dad and the weekend with my mom. Been having fights with my mom because she doesn't like how I dress. I'm planning after lockdown to start a band, but the good news, I have no idea how, but I'm currently topping my automotive class, which is shocking because I did my assessment the night before. I do have some questions for you guys. Do you prefer Marvel or DC movies? What is the most random time you met a celebrity? What is the most recent tattoo? And the last one, do you have any interesting tattoo stories other than your front boot tattoo? So Joe, up first, DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
DC for me. Not the films, just the Batman films. Everything else,
Oh,
not so
well,
much. I
sure.
prefer the Marvel
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
The
Batman trumps as far
characters,
as, yes.
yeah, the characters themselves, I prefer the DC characters. The movies, I have not been a big fan of anything but the Batman movies, and even then, more recently, not a huge fan of some of them. But I believe in the characters. The Marvel movies are superior entertainment by
Yes.
far. Okay. What is the most random time you met a celebrity, Joe?
I met P. Diddy. Well, we didn't actually exchange hellos, but I saw him. We literally walked by each other
Yeah.
at the Funny or Die offices when I was. I had been waiting for an hour and a half for a meeting when they were talking about funding Average Joe, and I was getting kind of irritated. And I found out the reason that everything was delayed is because P. Diddy had flown to LA from New York the night before and just showed up and had some ideas, and they
Yeah.
they had to entertain him. So
Oh, it's 21 Kookaroo.
what?
He owns 21 Kookaroos. How many Kookaroos do you own?
Oh, I
Not
only
one.
own two.
Not one. That's
Yeah,
from Get Him to the Greek.
Oh, see, that one's not in the lexicon for me. I saw it, but only once.
There was a tour that we did when that movie came out that it was the only DVD at the bus. And this is pre-streaming on everybody's devices. So we used to just have
Right.
to watch whatever was in the DVD player all day. And I know every word to the 40-Year-Old Virgin. I know every word to Get Into the Greek. Like their songs because of how many times I've seen those movies.
See, I have that with Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura and Spaceballs.
No, those are movies that you chose growing up.
Right,
I'm nothing against these two, but these are movies that were just agreed upon by the 13 people on the bus.
I got it. It was really against your will that you know every word to those movies.
Yeah, not necessarily against my will, but it was not a choice that was made. Up next, what is my most random time of meeting a celebrity? I sat on a plane. This is not a celebrity, but this story always makes me laugh. Sat on a plane next to an older lady. I was maybe 16. I was flying to LA. And I sat on the flight I flew out of Dayton. I flew from Dayton to LA. And I had a layover in Minneapolis. So I get on the flight in Minneapolis, the flight from Minneapolis to Los Angeles. I sit next to an older lady, beautiful older lady, very nice. And she gets to talking to me and, ask me about, what I like in life or whatever. And I'm literally a teenager. And I'm an unaccompanied minor, as they say.
Yes.
Although I don't think I had the tag. At 16 or 17, they don't really give a shit.
No.
Yeah. It's only if you're 9 that they care about that stuff. But so anyway, we talked the whole flight. She's a very nice lady. And she's telling me the entire time about her son, who's a musician. And he really loves playing music. And he gets together with his friends and he just loves playing. And it's really important to him. And his dad was a musician too. And so he really got a lot of that from him. And the flight's over and she said, "What's your band?" And this is right when I'd started Black Phone. Oh, Black Phone, right. I said, "Oh, but what's your son's band? I'd love to look it up sometime." And she said, "The Wallflowers." She's the singer for the Wallflowers. Now, the other part of information that is required there is that the singer of the Wallflowers is Jacob Dylan. His father is Bob Dylan. So sort of burying the lead on that conversation.
Yeah.
But I put it together. I put it together instantly, and then I was just like, "What?" And then the flight was over. We were already leaving, so I could ask no further questions. No.
Wow.
I didn't. I was a kid. I was like, I didn't want to. I was like, maybe she clearly didn't want to bring up
Bob Dylan. Husband is Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So that's a funny one that I always think about. You have one tattoo. So your most recent tattoo is your A1 steak sauce logo.
Yes. Yep. Last night of college, had to drive to another state because North Carolina could stop doing them at midnight. And got them at like 2 a.m.
My most recent tattoo is the Sweeney Todd on my arm. Little from the original cast recording poster. I had that record when I was a little kid, and I would stare at it, and I was obsessed with it. So I got the little Sweeney Todd wielding a razor blade on my arm. So I
Cool.
would say that's my most recent one. And then interesting tattoo stories. Do I have any interesting tattoos? I mean, all my tattoos are dumb and interesting in different ways. I have a koala bear dressed as me drinking a fifth of whiskey on my arm. So it really, if that's the bar, it's only weird from there. Thank you, CJ, for writing in. And we hope that everything is okay with you and your mom. And congratulations on being head of your class. Marcy says, hey guys, I hope you are having a great day. Joe, hope the wedding and planning is going great. Andy, hope the tour is going great. So sorry to hear about CC. I have some good news and bad news and exciting news. The good news is that I start my new position at work at the beginning of October. It's going to start through the company that and maybe ending as a tester or a supervisor. Bad news is my dad's cancer is back after 6 years. The good news is that we caught it early, and it's only 1 inch wide, and it's on his ribs. He will be in chemo for 4 months and will need another stem cell transplant. But if our family has gotten through all the crap before these years, we can get through this. The exciting news is that I will be at the Grand Rapids, Michigan show, and I get to meet you guys. I've been figuring out my outfit and makeup for weeks now. Sorry for the long email, but stuff has been happening, and I wanted to share it with you guys and the lovely community we have here. Have a great day. Marcy, very sorry to hear about your father's situation, and however, it is good you guys got to it early, and it sounds like he'll be able to get through it, and that's a great positive mindset to have going into something like that. We look forward to seeing you at the show, and whatever your makeup looks and outfit that you decide on, I'm sure they're going to be excellent. So we'll see you there at the Grand Rapids show. Appreciate that, Marcy. Alana says, hey guys, I hope you've been well. I heard about CC. Hope he has a speedy recovery. I was meant to graduate on the 15th of September, but it got postponed with my formal to the 9th and 10th. So that means I have a useless extra term. I start school again on the 25th of October, and my HSC exams start on the 9th of November. Because everything was postponed, I won't be able to see my ATAR till January. ATAR is basically students' rank, the number that gives them admission into university. So it ranges from 0.00 to 99.9. My dad's been slowly getting better. He stopped being physical, which is the first time in almost two decades that my sister saw him hit me, and he stopped so my sister wouldn't out him. She's the favorite for the entire family. The only worry in my mind is that the moment my HSC, which is weird because I've already been accepted into uni through early entry, so my exam marks wouldn't matter. And for some fun, here are some new Aussie phrases, and you guys can guess them. Okay. So extremely sorry to hear about what's happening to you. Again, we really advocate that you get some outside help. We don't know everything about the situation happening in your life, but if you are in danger, again, we would hugely urge you to try to get help. Hopefully it does persist that you are able to be away from that, or that he is not doing that. But yeah, again, not necessarily something that we are qualified to comment on because we don't know your situation, but anytime somebody's in danger, we would always say, please get help. There's help available out there. And I know that the patrons will help provide some links and things for people as they've done in the past. So thanks, guys. Let's get to these Australian phrases. All right.
All right. Do we know what they mean, or we're just guessing and she'll tell us?
No, we don't know what they mean.
Okay.
So she'll be right. What do you think she'll be right
means? That she's correct.
This game is not as easy if we don't have the answer.
She'll be right. She'll be right back.
Sicky, yeah, nah, and pissed. Well, that's it for this week. Hope you have an amazing tour. Andy and the rest of the band are safe. Same goes for you and Pat and Joe. Okay. How about this, Ilana? Could you provide the answers so that we can? I will test Joe next week. I will read them to him, and then I can provide the answer so that we can get the right answer for this.
Yeah,
thank you. We'll do it next week. Up next we got Heather. Heather says, "Hey Andy, I saw you said that you were switching out songs in your set list. Any chance of getting to play Lost at all in Reno? I don't know if you remember, but I had written a bit ago about my husband driving me 8 hours to see you guys. He's not a normal listener to the BBB music genre. He loves Lost at All, and since he introduced it to me, I caught him listening to it on multiple occasions. It'd be amazing if you saw it live. Obviously, you guys have reasons for picking the songs you pick, but I'm sure you want to take a request. But I thought I'd throw this out there in case. I hope you are healthy and CC's done it quickly. Can't wait for October 16th in Reno. Heather, we have done Lost It All on most of the recent tours. It's just not in the cycle on this one. But I promise you that we will play songs that you enjoy, and hopefully you can enjoy other things. We have great other songs. We got ballads in there. We're doing other stuff. Goodbye Agony and Torch, other songs that are in the same milieu. But I promise you come see us again at some point. We'll play Torch because it always cycles in and out of the set. And we will see you in Reno. We've got Jen. Jen says, "Hey guys, I'm stoked to meet the band and get to take a picture with you guys. I've seen a lot of the meet and greets so far, and they look great. I'm wondering if it's okay if I ask instead for a typical stance that we do silly faces or something funny. That'd be amazing. But if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm sure it's exhausting doing all those meet and greets and then a kick-ass show after. I thank BBB for giving us 110% and performing for thousands at night. The devotion you show to your fans is outstanding. Thank you, thank you, Jen. First of all, thanks for writing in, and we will see you at your meet and greet. Second of all, we can do any damn pose that you want, provided it's not, offensive or bizarre to a ridiculous degree. But we will do whatever you say. It's your meet and greet experience. So if you want us doing, Charlie's Angel pose or whatever, peace signs, whatever you want, we'll get it done. So we will see you there, Jen. Finally, on the episode that featured so many supportive Saturdays, we got Melanie with the last one. It says, "Hey guys, thank you for continuing to do the show while Andy tours. It always brings me so many laughs. Andy got to see BBB live in Anaheim. I got to meet all of you for the first time. I do apologize. I feel like I was rambling on because we had such a short time, and I try to meet someone so quick and take a picture and move on. It was kind of hard, but understandable. I want to show you my BBB tattoos, and I totally forgot. You guys seem very nice and like a fun group to hang with. We must have fun touring together. Are there any new crazy tour stories? No, other than me spraining my ankle, it's been a pretty chill situation. We're just having fun and enjoying our time out here. So nothing crazy happened. Apart from obviously CC getting COVID, but that's not necessarily like a fun story. That was just a huge bummer. It says, "Let me say that your show is the best ever. The second is the sound was amazing. Andy, your vocals are unbelievable. I think you're the best rock and roll band in the world. They should be handing you awards left and right. Jinx and Jake are amazing guitar players, and Lonnie on bass and CC on the drums. What a great show. I think Jinx playing violin and adds something very unique and special and an amazing rock show. Seriously, can't wait till you play SoCal again, maybe do an LA show. Honestly, I was thinking I could fly to see another show. Best wishes for the rest of the tour. Hope everybody stays healthy. Side note, what does Joe think of the television show using the name Ordinary Joe? Seems awful close to Average Joe. Seems like they're trying to copy. Have a great weekend, everyone." Thank you, Melanie. We're so glad that you enjoyed the show and for heaping us with praise. That is incredibly kind of you and very much appreciated. We are enjoying playing these shows for you, and we will play an LA show on the next tour. This one, the Orange County, is the closest that we came, but I promise you the next time that we go out, we will be doing a huge LA show that we're actually planning right now. But in the interim, Joe, you've seen these billboards around town.
I've seen
Ordinary Joe.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
No.
Well, we'll leave it with that this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the show. Tomorrow, as of recording this, I'm in Wyoming, so I don't know where we will be the next time that we speak. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We will see you next week with another episode of Joe Doesn't Like Ordinary Joe.